When we hear the word spirituality, there are still some of us who imagine some kind of cult, a church, a yogi wearing an orange turban or anything like that. When I started to combine self-development techniques with communicative English teaching, I discovered just how much value there is in just allowing our students to explore the inner workings of their psyche in English. It's almost like we can have our cake and eat it. I'm not advocating for burdening our learners with woo-woo stuff. What I want to do instead is share with you 5 highly practical techniques that will contribute to a healthy atmosphere in your classroom and allow you to teach real English in a meaningful and engaging way to a variety of levels. 1. Help your students connect with their senses by at the same time practicing the language associated with the senses. I like to run an observation exercise with my individual students where I ask them to look around the room and name 5 objects that they can see. After that, the students close their eyes and then they should name 4 sounds they can hear, 3 physical sensations they can feel in their bodies, 2 smells they can sense with their noses, and 1 taste that they have in their mouths at the moment. It's an amazing grounding experience that also connects us with the present moment. Run it and see how focused the learners become. 2. Instead of keeping a regular homework type of diary, get your students to start a reflection journal. By the end of each week, ask your students to write down in their journals the answers to the following questions. What 3 new things have you learned this week? What is your personal celebration this week? What was the best lesson you had this week and why? You may vary the content of the questions you ask, or you may set up a routine where students have to reflect on the same questions. I find that routine elements work best with younger learners, whereas with adults, it works best when they have variety. If you're a school manager and you're wondering how you can motivate your students to learn, try introducing reflection journals instead of more traditional days of the week diaries. Very often the latter serve very little, and to be frank, even though the diaries may serve the discipline reasons, more often than not they just steal precious time from your students, leaving them with little to no motivation whatsoever. 3. Guided meditations. Guided meditations are a lovely way for students to practice listening. Plus, you can use them to practice writing and creativity. Ask your students to create 3 to 5 minute meditations for you or their peers, perhaps using the vocabulary they're currently studying. If the idea of guided meditations is new to you, check Jason Stevenson's YouTube channel. His meditations are among my favorites and they're all out there for free. 4. As a project, get students to create vision boards. Even though it might feel compelling, try not to fix the language of the boards, unless a student asks you for that directly, of course. Encourage students to present their visual boards to you or the class, sharing the things they'll have placed on the boards. Here, you might have to be discerning with your class though, because to work with vision boards, all students in the class should be at the same kind of rather high level of conscious development or come from open-minded families that teach them to support each other rather than picking holes in each other's work. 5. Spirituality 101, gratitude lists and words of gratitude. This could either be a speaking or writing practice. To make it a speaking practice, ask volunteers at the end of some classes to say thanks for anything that might have happened in class on that day or to anyone directly who made them feel good in that lesson. A writing activity might look like a list of 10 things every student is grateful for now. If you choose to run those activities, make sure you don't assess the students' ideas. Make sure your language help is gentle and encouraging and no superimposing is present. To round this up, do subscribe to my channel, give this video a like and share it with a fellow teacher. And I will see you very soon.